Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gather us all, inshallah, under the shade of His mercy, inshallah. It is a pleasure and a good occasion that we have Sister Monica, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided her to accept Islam, as a religion, and this is a great opportunity to have her among us, and we welcome her to the Muslim community, and we wish her the best in her future, and we consider that this is a guidance and this is a gift from God, that He gave her the guidance to search and to look for until she found the right way. And this, of course, it's not easy way just to pick and to choose, but there is a lot of responsibility. If you want to please God, if you want to make God satisfied with you, so then there is effort. And of course, this is very important because there is no, visa card to be admitted to the paradise. But all it depends on how much effort you do and how short and how closer to Allah, to God you be. And this, of course, is very important. That is since day one, since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God. And by the way, as you may already knew from your search, that is God, which is the name, in the Muslim religion, which is Allah. And by the way, subhanallah, the only word that cannot be plural is the word Allah. You can't find there Allahs, no. The only word that is only for, it's like, single, and you cannot make it plural. But God's, yes, it can be, we find, there is, many words that say God, God, God. But subhanallah, Allah, it's the name that is always, it is for singular. And alhamdulilah Rabbil Alameen, that is Allah, with His mercy, granted us to be on the right track, because the definition of this life is just a bridge that you cross to the hereafter, to be admitted to paradise, to Al-Jannah. And this is the target of every Muslim and every Muslimah. Why? Because dunya, this life, it's not the target. Our target is, al-akhirah, the hereafter. Because we believe it's one of the pillars of al-iman, of the belief that we have to believe in the hereafter. There is another life that will be the permanent life. This life, it is temporary. And this is just a bridge that you cross. And this is just like a farm that you implement here to cultivate and to have the harvest, in the hereafter. So just it is now, it is a time for effort, it is a time to do good, so you will find this with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Islam, like, every religion, of course, has some regulations, some commitments, some responsibilities, and this is, at the end, it's reflect upon you, upon the person itself, because God, He is not in need for our worship. He is not in need for our ibadah, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, لا تنفعه طاعة ولا تضره معصية. He will not be benefit with our worship, and He will not be harmed, if we got to, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, astray or the wrong way. But the benefit of at-ta'ah, of worship, it comes to us. And the harm of the disobedience, it also comes to us. And as long as we want to be among those who will be admitted to Al-Jannah, we have to be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we have to come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with a pure and clean heart. And we have to implement the main rule in Al-Islam, which is أن تحب لأخيك, and sister to love for her sister like what she loved for herself or wish for herself. So this is, the basic and the main rule in Islam, that you have to wish for everybody like what you wish for yourself. So then you have to spend, some effort, and the effort, of course, that is, you have to prove that you are a good servant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-ubudiyya al-haqqa, al-ubudiyya al-khalisa, the sincere, that you to be a good servant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Al-Islam, has, of course, many, aspects and many, responsibilities, which is you have always to be, in contact with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the first thing is as-salah, the prayer. Because this is 5 times during day and night, and this is keeps you always in a contact with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in a good relationship. And as this relationship, get something that is, make it weak, during a certain time, so another prayer comes and you renew your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So prayer, and of course, you have to take it easy, and you have to learn about how to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because this is something between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nobody can open and look and search for what in your heart. This is something between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you build the relationship between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala based on love. You have to love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you have to love, of course, everything that, getting you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you have to love al-ibadah, the worship, to worship Him, and you have to keep, establishing a salah, 5 prayers during the day and night, so you have to keep that. And we have, of course, the as-siyam, fasting, for those who are, able to do that, and if there is no mani' shar'i, there is no, something that prevent you from, to be fast, so you have to be fast. As long as you have the ability and capability for that, you have to fast. Also, there is zakah, that is, you have to pay, and spend for sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is also part that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asked everyone who has the ability, financial ability, to, reflect upon the poor people or the needy people. And also, if you can, inshallah, in the future, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you the ability, so we have al-hajj, that is going for the, as and may you, read about that, to go to the Saudi Arabia and make the hajj. And, of course, this is the pillars. This is the pillars of Islam. It's like the foundation that you build your house on it. But still, Islam, it is the entire house. It's not the 5 pillars or the 5 columns that you build your house on it. It is just something that is, help to, keep this building to be, established and, in a good shape. But, Islam is like the entire house. What is the represent of the entire house, you know, the good deeds, the good relationship between others, and you have to act, you know, kindly and nicely with, you know, the environment that you are living on. And now you became ambassador for your religion, your deen, and you have to carry this message and this mission to others. And you have to be, you know, a role model for your deen. That is, you accept this deen, you have to prove for others that is, you accepted Islam because Islam, you know, has impact that is make and improve your life and your manner and your behavior, you know, in all aspects of life. So this is, you know, the things that is you have to think about. You have to take the issues of ad-deen, you know, easy. You know, read carefully, and you have to spend the time. Take your time. Nobody can, you know, enforce you. That is, you have right now to learn everything about ad-deen. You know, of course, you know, you have the excuse. So take it easy, inshallah, and read, but try to ask and try to read, you know, in a right direction, inshallah, to learn about, you know, how to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Again, you are very welcome, you know, to the Muslim, you know, society and Muslim community and Muslim nation. And, you know, everyone here is your brother, everyone your sister. And, of course, you know, as we always remind, that is al-Islam one way. So you have, and I hope that you thought about that, and you choose based on, that is, you are accepted that, based on, you know, something in your heart that made you strongly, you are convinced to go through this way. So you accept Islam, you have, inshallah, the way that you will continue, inshallah, for the entire life, inshallah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is, you know, make it easy for you and to be a good Muslim, inshallah. And just, you know, this is, you know, few words that is, you have to, inshallah, say to be, alhamdulilah, you know, the accepted the Islam. So it is the shahada, that is, you admit that is, there is no God but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the messenger, the Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He is the prophet and the messenger of Allah. So repeat after me, and I will say it, you know, very slow in Arabic. Inshallah, we will, you know, say it again, inshallah, in English. Ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. And Muhammad, peace be upon him, he is messenger of Allah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for you, and you are very welcome, inshallah. And inshallah, you are, you know, witness for that, inshallah. And for us, now it put on, you know, shoulders of everybody from us, you know, more responsibility. As other people look and search and become Muslims, you, alhamdulillah, found it easy. So now you have to strengthen your relationship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have to, you know, look for that and think about it. If other people, subhanallah, you know, they, you know, spent effort until they found this way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted to you, you know, long time ago, and you born as Muslim. So now it is not just, you know, a badge that is you hang on, you know, your chest, but it is a responsibility that makes you to do more and more effort, inshallah, and to carry the mission of al-Islam, inshallah, to everybody, inshallah. نسأل الله تبارك وتعالى أن أن يرزقنا وإياكم المغفرة إن شاء الله، وأن يرحمنا وإياكم، وأن يجمعنا وإياكم على الخير إن شاء الله. جزاكم الله خير، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.